brother, you're playing music? Yeah, I am. I play a little guitar. I get this question asked all the time, and I'd like to share some insights about that. And I know some of you already think I'm going to be biased because I'm playing a guitar, but just hear me out. The definition of music is when you have human or instrumental sounds coming together to express a organized form of beauty, harmony, and expression. That's the definition of music. And the definition of a sound are basically pressure waves, or waves that travel through the air, and when they are received by sensory organs like the ear, they translate into the sounds that they are through our conceptualization. Essentially, when you have 20 humans singing together in an orchestra, that's technically called music because it is a harmonious form. It is something that comes together and expresses beauty and melody. By the same token, you could argue that Quranic recitation is also music. So these are all things that are very beautiful. Anyone who's studied physics or understands some basics about how everything exists, the order of the world, we find that there are particles and waves, and even some people are saying down to string theory, that the universe's origin is this great vibration. And what's interesting is in Indian religious traditions, you have this concept of Om, and of course in Judeo-Christianity as well as in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, kun fayakun. He says, be and it is. So this word be is the vibration or the speech of God, which is also a vibration and brings everything into existence. From a kind of a philosophical aspect, I think it's very difficult for us to say that music is haram as an absolute statement. However, when I was a teenager, I used to listen to music all the time. In fact, too much. And looking back now, I would definitely say that music was haram for me at that time because I prioritized it over like everything else. I always wanted to talk about music. I always wanted to listen to music. When I was sitting in the car, I had my headphones on and ignoring my family and my parents. So sure, I can see how music can become haram for some people. But let's say you're, my age or older, and you listen to music once in a while, and it really does not take away from your consciousness of God. It does not take away from your character or your merit. Then really, what's the problem? Why are we making such a big deal about this? Secondly, and I'm not here to break down all the, legal proofs because again, all of that stuff is out there online. I'm just speaking as a human scientist and from a personal perspective. Secondly, of course, I just want to qualify that any type of music that has negative or disgusting or dangerous content, absolutely it's haram. So sorry you guys, half of you Muslim youth out there, actually most of you, loving all that, whatever it is, that stuff is no good. And you really have to stop. I remember one time when I was working in a school, there was a kid that used to bully all these other kids. I brought him into my office one day, tried to connect with him, and he always had his stupid headphones on. I said, yo, what are you listening to? Let me hear that. He's like, yeah, it's my favorite song. So I put it on and I listened to it. It's about a gang raping a girl so that he can be initiated. The new member can be initiated into the gang. So they're raping this woman. And they basically kidnap this woman. They put a bag over her head, take her to a rooftop and rape her. And then they realize when they take the bag off that it's one of the guy's moms or something. It's just disgusting and crazy. So of course that stuff is haram, no doubt. You don't have to, convince me of that. But we also need our common sense and we need to think about it as a musician or somebody who enjoys playing music from time to time. It's actually brought me closer to Allah in many ways. And there is a lot of science and art behind music. We've had, even in our own history, for example, Muslim scholars and philosophers writing about how music has healing properties. And all of these things are very interesting and worth researching. Think about that. Anyways, thanks for watching.
بديع السماوات والأرض وإذا قضى أمرا فإنما يقول له كن فيكون